How would you sum up what has been like working in this field for so many years? Was it something you loved, regrets?
It has been, as I said, I feel to be successful in this kind of business, you have to have a passion for what you do. The job is demanding, certainly, and I've been blessed with that passion. So it's been tremendously satisfying for me, even though there have been challenges certainly along the way. But I have no regrets. I've lived and worked what I have a passion to do, and as being a TV reporter. The people of Western Massachusetts are incredible. I've had an opportunity to not only cover events and news stories here in Western Massachusetts, but to be able to travel all over the world in my job. I mean, I've been to the Holy Land, been to Rome, covering Pope, had an opportunity to go to Philadelphia when Pope Francis visited with 1 million pilgrims. So I've had covered political conventions dating back to '84, when Walter Mondale received his party's nomination. Geraldine Ferraro was the first female on a national Democratic ticket. So, and then, you know, a number of stories, missions of mercy with Westover all over the world after Hurricane Katrina, after floods in Central America, so forth and so on. I mean, into Cape Kennedy for a space shuttle launch. And then one of the thrills of a lifetime was being in the cockpit of an F-16 with a fighter pilot doing a 9G turn. So the job has taken me everywhere, not only locally but around the world. And for that, I've been very thankful, very grateful. I've been very, very fortunate as a local reporter to be able to experience some of those highs as a reporter throughout the years. So that sticks out in my mind certainly as well. Another thing I feel that I've been very, very fortunate because as a young reporter, you'll never ever forget the person who hired you, and it was Durham Caldwell when I walked through those doors at WHYN. And remember, back in those days, HYN was a powerhouse. It was top 40, it was #1. It had the most popular radio personalities and disc jockeys like Phil D on the air, but it had an award-winning news department. Durham Caldwell, John Deegan, Ron Russell, Dave Scott, all were award-winning newsmen. And I was just a kid out of college trying to join this team, if you will. It was a bit intimidating, but I'll never forget Durham giving me the opportunity. And think of it, for example, '68, just about 10 days before I was hired, Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis. Less than 2 months after I was on the job, Bobby Kennedy was assassinated in Los Angeles. We had a violent summer of anti-war protests, including the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. There were civil rights demonstrations going on all over the country, including Western Massachusetts. So here I was, a cub reporter, thrown into the fire like this, and thank goodness I had some mentors like Durham, Dave, John, and Ron to look up to, who kind of kept my head above the water and kept me focused on the job. And I learned a tremendous amount from them. You know, I was tested early and often, but with their assistance, their mentorship, I think I was able to grow as a reporter, and that helped me develop from radio into the television end of the business as well. So I can't be thankful enough for their mentorship.